Hey guys, Sandy here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have this little fun insert into my album. So I'm going to flip it over. We're going to decorate this side and do the calendar. Now this is not going to be a numbered story. This is just going to be the back side of this decoration and the calendar. And then on the other side of the calendar, we will finish up with the next numbered story. So let's see what I can do. All right, so the first thing I do is grab the Christmas background stencil from my shop. Shameless plug here, scrappingreflections.com. I am going to go ahead and use my media mat down here and place the stencil over top of the banner. Now I'm trying to figure out a good place with the stencil where nothing is on the corner edges over here of the banner. I don't want there to be a lot of glitter on the corner edges, just because I feel like those corner edges are the ones that are going to be touched and flipped through the most. So, you know, the glitter is just going to rub off anyway, so why even bother with it? I'm using my Brutus Monroe Glitter Glaze in Scarlet. It is a beautiful, beautiful Christmas red. And I'm using my Glitter Glaze palette knife. So get yourself some glitter glaze and then get yourself a palette knife that you're only going to use for glitter glaze. That way you won't contaminate any other mixed media with your glitter. I'm going to take these two little paper die cut trees. I'm going to emboss them. Now I am using my Brutus Monroe embossing ink pad here, and then I'm using Brutus Monroe Icicle embossing powder. Now this is a big tub of embossing powder. It is a clear embossing powder because I love embossing clear stuff. So we're going to make the magic happen, and the trees are going to be nice and shiny. So I just dip it directly into the powder here, and then I'm going to use my heat tool to make it nice and smooth and melty. So it goes from this kind of white powdery effect to this gorgeous like crystal clear tree thing going on here. I don't know how to describe it, but I do a couple coats on each one just to make sure that it is more of a glass finish and there's no kind of speckles or anything like that. Now my camera does cut off here shortly, so I get on and tell you what I do with the rest of this calendar page, but unfortunately you're not going to see the process for it, but you do get to see the magic of the embossing powder happen, which is a beautiful, beautiful thing. Now I decided I need to adhere this with some Nouveau Deluxe adhesive, and I just heated up those trees again because my fingerprints got into it because the embossing powder was not completely dry yet. Once I get my Nouveau Deluxe adhesive, it squirts out everywhere and I have to clean up the mess. So there it goes. Well, for whatever reason, my camera stopped recording. So after I embossed these two trees, I layered them up here on the pre-printed calendar. I also covered the sentiment that was down here with Christmas Countdown and added a couple of these clear holly stickers. And then I took my star stamp from my Chamel stamp set with my Brutus Monroe Raven ink and did a couple of stars on here because I wanted more black on this page. And then you might be able to see a little better here, I inked around the edges of the calendar. Now I left this side plain, and I don't think that this side is going to stay this way. I think that this side is going to get another piece of paper on it, but we'll figure that out. So that is the calendar. All right, so now that the calendar page is finished, I am free to come back to this banner and work on the banner. Now, I'm not exactly sure what I'm doing over here. I am trying to figure out a fun little thing to put on this side of the tab. Now, the tab did completely come off of the page while I was doing the glitter glaze on it because I did not want to glitter glaze the tab. So I go ahead and decide that I'm going to add some washi tape on this side. There is washi tape on the other side as well. Now, I don't like how bumpy the washi tape is, and that is because it is going over the nooks and crannies of the glitter glaze. So I have this scrap of paper on my desk, and it's kind of this goldeny type paper, and originally I was going to use this just because it was a similar size and it was just sitting there on the desk, and I was going to cut around it, but ultimately I decided to go ahead and leave it and just cut on the two long edges of the washi tape and tear on the short edge here. And what that's going to do is give me a nice solid surface to go ahead and adhere down to this banner piece. So now I am going to trim this down because it was, you know, there was a little bit extra on there, more than I wanted. And I will glue this over here on the banner piece. I had to check to make sure I wasn't gluing it upside down. I decided to pump the nozzle of my Nuvo because I really didn't want to squirt all the glue out again. And then I'm going to go ahead and place that down. Now, the reason why I am using Nuvo on this is because it is going to be sticking over top of glitter glaze, and I find that wet glue adheres a lot better over a glitter glaze than a tape type glue. So I'm going to layer on this beautiful package with a big red bow on it. I'm going to double my type of adhesive on this one. I'm using the tape and also the Nuvo Deluxe to go ahead and get that on to the page. So that's going to pop up there. There we go. And then I'm looking at this and I'm like, something else needs to happen here. There needs to be a label or a word or something, because there's just not enough, right? Like, I'm looking at this and I'm like, there's a naked spot on here. So I'm flipping through my papers and stickers over here on the left-hand side, and I find this label that says Make a Wish. So I'm going to go ahead and pop that down on the page as well. And then I'm going to go ahead and get these into the album and get the label placed on here again as well. So I add a bunch of adhesive. I decide to put this in a place where when you're looking at the album, it looks like it says December Documented from the page underneath of it. And then that's going to do it, you guys. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you again real soon for another video.